Good morning, Miramar. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Tamara G. As always, you can check us out on all of our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at City of Miramar. And with me, we all know it's right here in Miramar. And right here with me today is Baldwin English. He is from FPL. Now, normally when we hear FPL, we're like, oh, geez, no, no. But actually, Baldwin is here for some good things. He is the External Affairs Manager for Broward County, and he's here to tell us about some of the programs and some of the good things that FPL is doing for our community. So, welcome to the show, Baldwin.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm trying to change that narrative that you have. I want you to smile when you hear FPL. So we're going to change it.
Listen, we love you all, but man, we hate to see y'all coming every month in the mailbox. But we know it's a necessity. So, and let's get right down to it because, we have been having some issues in South Florida and our neighboring cities with all of these storms that have been coming through. And electricity is the first thing people think about. We're like,
Right.
oh my gosh, please don't let our electricity go off. What plan do you guys have? And I know you had one because you get it if it's off, you get it right back on
Right.
to mitigate that happening.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity as a Miramar resident to be in my own hometown show here.
That's
Uh,
right.
as you mentioned, yes, certainly we are still engaged with what happened most recently with Hurricane Milton. I'm happy to report that as of this morning, the 8 o'clock report that I received this morning said that 98% of our customers have been restored, and the plan was that 100 would be restored, 100% would be restored by the end of today. So our hearts go out to all of the families, our customers, residents who have some have lost lives or certainly injured themselves or have lost a lot of valuables, houses, and so forth. I'd like to certainly keep our thoughts and prayers out to all of our line workers and all of
Mhm.
our personnel. We have about, I think at its highest peak, about 20,000 people from both our FPL community as well as our neighboring line workers through our mutual agreements. So they've been working literally around the clock for the last week or so to get us to this point where essentially everyone will be restored at the end of the day. So yes, what are we doing or what have we been doing in order to help mitigate the impact of storms? If you think, I've been here since I grew up in South Florida, so I remember Hurricane Andrew in 1992, and the weeks and months that it took to get everyone back online, and certainly after the hurricane seasons of I think '04, '05 as well were pretty
Oh
significant.
yeah, that was a doozy.
All right,
That was
so
at ABC. I remember one was Charlie. I can't.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
it was.
can't
They
remember the
came back
others.
to back to
Back
back.
to back, right?
Yeah,
Crisscrossing.
yeah.
And so over the last 20 years or so, we've literally invested billions of dollars into our infrastructure. So removing a lot of those wooden poles that you see with concrete poles. We have also undergrounded many, many miles of infrastructure since that time and just overall hardening of our infrastructure. So, pole isn't hopefully going to fall in most of these places. We don't have, that takes a lot more time and efforts to replace a pole. But if a line falls down, we can get that back up pretty quickly. So that's, I think, because of the investment that we've made, we're able to restore power to many people much quicker now than we were able to before.
And for the people who are watching this, this is going to be, of course, on Miramar TV, but also it's going to live on the World Wide Web. For those who don't understand it, or if you've never had your electricity out, particularly in South Florida, it is devastating, not just for the amount of, catastrophic things that can happen as far as your food spoiling and things like that. It is oppressively hot here. So the fact that you guys can get, the electricity back on in 2 to 3 days and everybody's working around the clock, we
Yeah.
thank you all for that. Seriously, we do. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And so now comes the different programs that you have, particularly to help those who may not have the funds or maybe elderly or need something. I know you guys even do, I get it in the mail all the time that
Mhm.
you'll come out and do house inspections and check on. Now, I don't qualify for that, but but that you guys do that for your residents.
Oh, we certainly do. We'll certainly offer home energy and business energy audits, right? So we can take a look and see exactly what you can do as a customer to lower your energy bill and to just make your house or your business a little bit more sealed up, right? When it comes to being able to retain the AC that you do have in your residence or your business. So yes, we do offer that.
Okay. And then what are some of the other programs that you're offering, particularly during this time, for those who are in need?
Sure, sure. So I always direct people to FPL.com/help, right? That is a one page, one stop page for all of the programs that we have that can help all of our customers. So one of the more popular programs that we have is called LIHEAP, a Low Income Energy Assistance Program, and FPL, along with other utilities throughout the country. We all put money into a federal fund that our customers can draw down on in times of need. So the money does not come directly from us. But if you go to FPL.com/help and click on low income assistance, you'll be able to put in your address and you can find a local nonprofit that can help you guide you through that process. And I believe that there are many years where most of that money or a lot of that money is not drawn down from the federal government. So people don't know. So I'm happy for this opportunity to direct people to that one resource. And there's certain qualifications you have to meet in terms of income restrictions and so forth. But we have another program that is EHEAP, Elderly Home Electricity Assistance Program as well. And that is primarily designed for our elderly community. There are certain, an elderly community is, you've worked for many years and now you're on
Mhm.
a pension or some type of social security, a fixed income, right? And if it's a particularly hot summer or hot month and that energy bill gets a little bit too high, it can really throw off their budget, right? So
Right.
we have a similar program that is specifically designed for those that are 60 years and older, and they have to as I mentioned before, meet certain income restrictions there as well. Another program that I actually subscribe to, and I encourage a lot of people to do it, particularly those in our elderly community, is our 12-month billing program, where it kind of smooths out your payment, right? So
Okay.
you don't have the high payments in the
In the
summer
summer.
months, right? So it provides you a very predictable payment on a monthly basis. So that's something that has proven to be, from just my conversations with people in the community, very helpful as they plan their budget from month to month.
Well, now I have contributed on my bill to the one where it says, do you want to donate $1 or $5? So I've done that in the past.
Yes, yes. So that's FPL Care to Share program. I'm glad you mentioned that. And that is a similar program that we offer and as you mentioned, you're a customer. Thank you for contributing. I contribute as a customer, and certainly our employees also contribute to the FPL Care to Share program. And it is similar. If the light heap is not meeting your needs, if the electric assistance program is not meeting your needs, perhaps FPL Care to Share can meet those needs as well. And that too can be found on FPL.com/help.
If you're just tuning in, we're speaking with Baldwin English from FPL. He is the External Affairs Manager for Broward County. Baldwin, another thing that I don't think a lot of people know about is the extension, because you guys will allow an extension. Because trust me, it's happened to me. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, this bill came and I don't get paid till 2 weeks from now.
right,
So
right.
you can ask for an extension.
Yes, you definitely can. We offer extensions pretty routinely. It's not a difficult bar to reach to get that. You really just have to ask, right? We'll work out something to extend that payment. Perhaps if there's an extra large payment, we can break it up into a couple of payments over a course of time. So we definitely understand that we don't want anyone to be without electricity here in South Florida. As you mentioned, it is unbearably hot at times. So we work with each customer on an individual basis to offer every opportunity to be able to keep their lights on as well as maintain their financial commitment to paying the bill.
All right. So we're talking about the help for the elderly and the programs that FPL has. Now let's move into another segment, because I own an electric vehicle. I'm
Hmm.
so happy to see y'all at the rest stops on the
That's
turnpike. But how is that renewable energy or the EV car energy Is it going to explode more in Broward County? Like, will we see more of the FPL chargers out and about?
Yes, so thank you for that. And I would say there are a couple of different ways to approach that question. One, from a public and EV charging situation, yes, you will see more and more of those EV chargers being deployed generally in higher traffic areas, right? So it's not probably going to be in a park where hardly anybody may be, but you'll see it in a major shopping center where
Right.
someone will be able to plug in and go to Home Depot or Publix or
And
whatever they
spend $200 while my car is charging
like your
outside.
charge or car charging for just pennies on the dollar, right? At
Yeah.
that so you do see those, and those are, as a matter of fact, I've been in some cities recently as part of my day job just to help get those contracts
Nice.
sealed and delivered. So more will be coming over the course of the next several months. In addition to that, we do have the home EV charging program. So if you own your own home, your single family home, or I guess it could be a townhouse duplex, I guess, but you have a garage, you want to park it at home and charge at home for a flat rate of $38 a month, you can have an EV charger installed at your home, plug it in at night. You have the cheap, it's not even the cheapest rate. It's a flat rate, so you can charge it all night if you'd like, and
Every
really
day, all
every
night.
every day, every night, and not have to necessarily wait if this is if this is more convenient for your schedule. So
And you guys will actually bring out the charger and you will also install it.
we will install it. We will maintain it. That $38 a month is not just for the electricity, but it is a maintenance agreement. So it's us. If something breaks, you call us, we'll come and we'll change it and fix it as well. So correct.
Wow, that's amazing. So for all you EV, we're trying to save the world. That's what we have in our
One
heads.
car at a time, right?
Yeah, one car at a time. So that's some good news to know as well. And so, always people are concerned about their bill. You know that, Baldwin. They don't want it to go up anymore. They say they can't afford it. What is FPL doing to make it a little bit more affordable? Because I know you hear this when you tell people you work for FPL, I know it's first they say, "Oh, my bill was high this month." I'm sure you hear it all the time, right?
Well, listen, I'll tell people every day, I'm right there with you. I don't get a discount because I work for FPL, right? So I try and manage my electrical usage as well.
Mhm.
So a couple of things. I would say that every 4 years we go through a rate making process, right? So the next year we go through that same process, and by the end of that process, we will know with certainty what the rates will look like for the next 4 years. So it's not fluctuating based on the economy. But the other part of the rate of the pay that the payment that people make is the natural gas, right? So that could fluctuate and become more expensive, and that can certainly have an impact on someone's bill. What we're doing to offset that is our plan is to be completely green over the next 20 so odd years. And as part of that, we are in the process of beginning to convert our natural gas facilities. We have a couple here in Broward County, also in Miami-Dade County, and convert those from using natural gas, which is much cleaner than the coal we were burning,
Right.
or utilities were burning many years ago, and convert those natural gas plants over to hydrogen plants, right? Which the emissions from that is just steam, like a water vapor. So that is one of the major initiatives that we are undertaking right now, coupled with the major solar development that we've had going on throughout the state. There are literally thousands and thousands of acres of land that are now being used for the solar resource, clean, 100% clean energy that is being fed into the grid on a daily basis. So, and I give you those two examples because, as I mentioned before, the more solar, more hydrogen we use, then that's less natural gas that we have to include on the bill. So that can help provide a smoothing of the bill payment or expectations going forward, and certainly reduce our reliance on those on the natural gas.
Well, I'm glad you brought up solar because, a lot of people are moving to that as well and having solar panels put on their houses. However, I think a lot of people are afraid that if there's a storm, then they will be without electricity again. So, how do you convince or what would you say to people who may be thinking about getting solar panels or just not sure about how it would work if there is a storm or if there is an electrical outage?
Well, I'll say two things. One, we have our net metering program, which is we're happy to work with any individual, any private person or business that is installing solar panels on their property, and they need to feed that back into the grid so that they can get the credit. It's a very smooth process. We come out, we change the meter, and you notice immediate impact on your bill. With respect to individuals, hesitations and so forth, I think that you know, I am a member of what we call Solar Together, right? Now, Solar Together is our program. You can find that at FPL.com/Solar Together, one word, where I don't have any solar panels on my house. But as I mentioned before, we have thousands of acres that are filled with solar panels right now. So somewhere in the state of Florida, there's a couple of solar panels with my name on it, so to speak, right? So those are my solar panels. I'm not compromising my roof as I move from one house to another. And I did move since I've been back in South Florida the last 70 years. I moved from one house to another, and I was able to transfer that solar benefit over from one house to the other without compromising my roof or anything like that. So I would encourage people that are hesitant about the impact on their roof or whatever the case may be to look into Solar Together, because whether you are in a single family home, a duplex, whether you have $1 million condo on the beach, or you're in affordable housing with multi-units, you can have access to the same Solar Together program. So I encourage people to look into that.
All right, sounds good. Well, anything else that you would like to reiterate or tell our listening audience? I want you to tell again that help page, because I know that a lot of people need help here in South Florida. So please give that to us again.
Well, certainly. The webpage that you're referring to is FPL.com/help. And that is a webpage that contains all of the resources here, most of what I've spoken about with the energy assistance programs. And as I mentioned before, the Solar Together can be found at FPL.com/Solar Together. And thank you for the opportunity. I'm happy to meet you virtually. Hopefully, I get to meet you in person one day soon.
Absolutely. Baldwin English, he is from FPL. He is the External Affairs Manager for Broward County. So thank you very much, Baldwin, for this information and getting it out to our Miramar residents and all of South Florida about what FPL can do to help you, your family, your elderly members of your family, and if you need help during this time. We certainly appreciate it. And don't forget about those extensions, guys. They work. You just have to ask.
Thanks.
But but you know what? A lot of times it's because people just don't know. So ask.
You are absolutely right. A
Ask.
lot of people just don't know. One other thing I'll leave with your viewers is the app. The FPL app is excellent. You can get 99% of the information you'd like to know is available on the app. Android, Apple, whatever the case may be. Download the FPL app.
Booyah. I got
Hey.
FPL. I got it right here on my phone. So thank you so very much, Baldwin. And thank you for watching Good Morning Miramar. Until next time, I'm your host, Tamara G. See ya.